So if they had hit the number, we're talking hypothetically, I know, how difficult a decision would that have been, knowing what you can do in Philadelphia from an offensive standpoint?
Yeah, I think when I was going through that day, I think it was Thursday when they called. So I just met with Larry and Farhan about 2 days before. And then the Dodgers came in right after them, talked to them, and they were saying, we can go 4 years kind of thing like that. And so I was like, that's probably not going to work for me. I want long term. I was very appreciative of that, the money and things like that, but I wanted long term. And so the next day was Thursday. Scott called me. It was like 9 a.m. and I was still sleeping, and still laying in bed, and he calls me and he's like, hey, we have an offer from the Phillies. This is what they're willing to do, things like that. So I said, hey, have you heard back from San Fran? And he goes, we haven't heard back from them yet. I said, okay. I said, well, once you hear back from San Fran, let me know. And so he said, all right, well, talk about this, make a decision like with Kayla, and figure out, okay, do we want to hear from San Fran or whatever. So me and Kayla already had like kind of, okay, either we're going to go to Philly or we're going to go to San Fran, one of those. And what works best for us, what works best for our family. Where did we feel like we could build a family and be around a city that really cared about us as individuals and not just Bryce, the baseball player. So we sat there and we talked for a little bit, and I remember standing there and her, me hugging her and saying, hey, we're going to Philly. And that was before we even heard from San Fran. And so San Fran called back, offered, whatever it was. And by that point, it was kind of like, I'm already a Philadelphia Philly. In my heart, I was already a Philadelphia Philly. And that had nothing to do, it was nothing against San Francisco. They're a great organization, great city, things like that. But it just came down to, my feeling and what I felt like.